On that day, young Zhao was racking her brains over a piece of pottery in her studio when the phone rang. The call was from Yang Zhao's younger brother, Yang Jinchen, who calmly brought a piece of news he was back in the police station. Yes, again. The frequency of Yang Jinshen's visits to the police station was such that when Yang Zhao heard the news, she did not even bat an eyelid. She asked her brother on the other end of the line, "Which one?" Yang Jinshen said, "Linkheng Police Station." Upon hearing this, Yang Zhao put down the pottery bowl she was holding, squinted her eyes at the phone and said, "Linkheng? How did you end up in the southern part of the city?" Yang Jinshen replied irritably, "I came to attend a friend's gathering." Yang Zhao asked, "Then what, did a fight start at the restaurant?" "No." Yang Jinshen became noticeably agitated upon the suggestion, rebutting in an annoyed tone, "A friend of mine got drunk and started arguing with a taxi driver. Then things got physical." Yang Zhao asked, "Did you hit someone? How serious was it?" Yang Jinshen yelled out, "It was us who got hit. Hurry up and come." Then he hung up the phone. Yang Zhao put down her phone, washed her hands, put on her coat, opened her bag to check how much money she had, and then set out. By this time, it was already past 8 in the evening, and the sky was completely dark. The cold wind hit her face as she walked out of the studio, causing her to tighten her clothing. In the north in September, it was already getting chilly. Yang Zhao went to fetch her car from the garage, lighting up a cigarette before getting in. The flame of the lighter flickered as she closed the car door, causing her to protect it with her hand. She took a drag on her cigarette, exhaling slowly. The smell of smoke filled the car. Yang Zhao liked to smoke, not exactly a good habit. Docking Yuxi was her favorite brand. Yang Zhao had cigarettes everywhere at home, in her car and in her studio. She smoked half the cigarette before starting the car. Yang Zhao was driving on the second ring road, quick but steady. She cracked open the window to let the smoke drift out. The city was brightly lit. She quickly finished one stick and stubbed it out, only then starting to think about her younger brother, Yang Jinshen. Actually, he was a pitiful child. 3 years ago, an accident resulted in him losing his parents. Yang Zhao's parents brought Yang Jinshen back to their home to raise him. It was also that year that Yang Zhao returned to this city. She had been abroad for a long time, so long that she could not even feel the pain for the tragedy that had befallen her uncle's family. She was sad, but it did not reach the point of anguish. As for this younger brother of hers, Yang Zhao, who was 9 years older than him, she wouldn't say they were close. The way the Yangs interacted was respectful and distant. Yang Zhao did not have a deep impression of Yang Jinshen as a child. What left a lasting mark on her was the funeral of their uncle's family. At the funeral, that 15-year-old boy cried as though his world had come crashing down. The Yangs were reserved with their feelings, and Yang Zhao didn't know a man could despair so much. It was from that day that Yang Zhao decided to stay. She did not live with her parents, but rented an apartment outside. She rented both the upper and lower floors, using the former for work and the latter for living. Yang Zhao did her best to take care of her younger brother, but it seemed to have little effect. Yang Jinshen had taken a gap year due to the accident. This year he was in his 3rd year of high school, a crucial period, but he showed little interest in his studies. Yang Jinshen went to the best high school in the city, which he had entered on his own merit. However, not long after his middle school graduation, the incident occurred and he never studied seriously again. Neither Yang Zhao's parents nor Yang Zhao herself nagged at Yang Jinshen to study. This was an unspoken agreement within the Yang family: if you don't want to, no one can force you. Yet this didn't mean they didn't care about him. In fact, Yang Jinshen was probably the person Yang Zhao cared about the most. She gave him a considerable amount of money every month and bought him many books, hoping he would one day emerge from his sadness. She was also there for him whenever needed. Just like right now. Linkheng Police Station was not easy to find. Despite having navigation, Yang Zhao drove around in circles before finally stopping in front of a simple small house at an intersection. The intersection was very dimly lit, with only one street lamp. Outside the police station, 2 duty motorbikes were parked, along with a taxi. Yang Zhao got out of the car and walked towards the police station. As she passed the taxi, she glanced at the license plate number J4763. It was just an ordinary taxi that could be seen anywhere. Yang Zhao took one look and moved on. Upon entering the police station, there was no guard at the entrance. The jurisdiction of this police station was originally small, and there were few people coming and going on weekdays. Only when Yang Zhao walked all the way to the innermost part did she encounter the first person. It was a somewhat fatter middle-aged man with severe balding. Seeing Yang Zhao, he frowned and walked up, asking, "Who are you looking for?" Yang Zhao replied, "I am here for my brother. He called me saying he is here with you." The man responded, "The gang that had a fight. Come with me." Yang Zhao followed him to the second floor, the man talking as they walked. The young people nowadays are so impulsive, they can even fight with taxi drivers. "You're a family member, you should control him better." Yang Zhao didn't respond at all, making the corridor eerily quiet. The man looked back at Yang Zhao. She had a deadpan expression, making the man feel quite embarrassed that his remarks had fallen flat. He was about to say something more, but at that moment, Yang Zhao just happened to look at him, causing him to feel as if he was sneaking a peek at her. The man quickly turned his head and continued to lead the way, not saying another word. The look on his face was somewhat off. This woman made him very uncomfortable. He led Yang Zhao to the second floor. There were a few rooms with the lights on. The man took her to the cornermost room, opened the door and said, "Officer Wang, someone's here to pick up." Yang Zhao stepped in and quickly assessed the room. It appeared to be a small office, with a desk piled with all sorts of items. Two uniformed individuals sat beside it. To one side were two benches, on which sat 3 men and a woman, and among them was Yang Jinchen. Of the 4 youngsters, it seemed like Yang Jinchen was the only one sober. The remaining 3 were drunkenly swaying, and although there was a window open in the room, there was still a strong smell of alcohol. The police officer referred to as Officer Wang came over and asked, "Which kid's parent are you?" Without answering, Yang Zhao walked over and lifted Yang Jinchen's chin. Yang Jinchen's face was unscarred. Yang Jinchen frowned and shook off Yang Zhao's hand. She asked him, "Didn't you say you were hit? Are you hurt anywhere?" Officer Wang intervened. "What fight? His arm got pulled a bit, he's fine." After hearing this, Yang Zhao rolled up Yang Jinchen's sleeve. There was a ring of redness and swelling on his wrist. He withdrew his hand and said irritably, "I'm fine." Yang Zhao turned her head and asked Officer Wang, "Where is the person who hit?" Another policeman didn't like the way Yang Zhao was acting. She hadn't done anything, but her indifferent demeanor made people feel like she held utter disdain for everyone in the room. An officer slammed a stack of paperwork onto the table. Although not loud, it was enough to draw the attention of everyone in the room. He seemed younger than the previous 2 officers, not yet in his 30s. He pointed at Yang Jinchen while looking at Yang Zhao and said, "Drunk and disorderly, instigating trouble with an elderly woman in her 80s. Who are you to him? Is this how you educate kids?" "Hey, Zhao Song, don't make a fuss." Officer Wang swatted his hand, pointing at everyone. "It's nothing serious, just educate him well when you get home." Standing in the center of the room, Yang Zhao looked at the officer called Zhao Song. "Where is the person who hit?" Officer Wang paused, turning back to look at Yang Zhao. Zhao Song muttered something under his breath, but Officer Wang pressed him down and continued, "This is what happened. These kids drank too much and called a taxi to go home. When the taxi stopped, an old woman also wanted to take it. The driver felt sorry for the old woman and wanted to pick her up, but these kids, perhaps because they were drunk, refused." He finished with a clap of his hands, and there you have it, a disagreement ensued. After listening, Yang Zhao looked at Officer Wang and asked, "Who hailed the taxi first?" Officer Wang replied, "What?" Yang Zhao asked again, "Who put out their hand first to stop the taxi?" "Well," Officer Wang laughed a little, "isn't it right to give up your seat for an old woman? However you look at it, you can't argue with an 80-year-old over a taxi ride." "I see." Yang Zhao nodded, "So it was my brother who first hailed the taxi." Upon hearing this, Officer Wang seemed somewhat displeased. "What are you on about? Are you going to make a fuss about this small matter? Is it right to vie with an 80-year-old for a seat? If so, isn't that shameful?" Yang Jinchen, who had been sitting with his head low, immediately stood up at these words. "Who are you calling shameful? Who are you calling shameful?" Zhao Song was glad for the reason to target him. He slapped the table hard and yelled at Yang Jinchen, "Sit down. Did you hear me? Do you want to be arrested?" Yang Jinchen, his confidence bolstered by the alcohol, shrugged off his sleeve and rushed forward. Yang Zhao stopped him. "Sit down." Yang Jinchen tried to break free. "Let me go. I'm not afraid of them." "Let go. Let go." Slap. Yang Zhao slapped him. The whole room fell silent. Yang Jinchen turned his face away, his face undoubtedly stiff. a red mark slowly emerging on his cheek. Young Zhao kept her voice soft and soothing. "Sit down. Your sister will handle the rest." Yang Jinshin seemed to think of something, tears welling up in his eyes. He sat down, head lowered. Yang Zhao didn't know whether he was crying or not. Yang Zhao turned her head, watching the other corner of the room, which was somewhat dim. If not for a careful look, it would have been hard to notice that there was still someone standing in the corner. Yang Zhao looked at that person, asking the taxi driver who hit them, "Is it you?" After she spoke, the two officers seemed taken aback. Officer Wang was the first to react, managing to produce a smiling face as he said, "What hitting? There were just some pushes and pulls. How about a private settlement?" Yang Zhao paid no attention to Officer Wang, keeping her gaze on the figure in the shadows. "Was it you who hit them?" Zhao Song furrowed his brows. "What's wrong with you? What are you trying to show? This is a shared responsibility. Your brother caused trouble while drunk. What are you trying to do?" Yang Zhao turned to look at the young officer. Shared responsibility? Drunk and causing a disturbance? Yang Zhao's tone was calm. They hailed the taxi first. Is there a law that requires one to give up a cab for someone over 80? And who was the first one to throw a punch? Yang Zhao said as she looked at the figure in the dark, "I know my brother. He might not give up the seat, but I know he wouldn't be the first one to start the fight. The rest of them are too drunk to even stand straight. It was you who threw the first punch, right? As for you," Yang Zhao glanced at the two officers standing next to the desk. "I'm not sure why you've been siding with this driver, but trying to scare me won't work. If this driver doesn't apologize and compensate, then see you in court." With those words, Yang Zhao had pushed the officers into a corner. They seemed to have never encountered a woman who wouldn't cave to either a nice or a tough approach. "I was the one who started the fight. How much do you want as compensation?" The person in the corner finally spoke. His voice was low and flat. Yang Zhao said, "Apologize, then give me 5,000. Zhao Song immediately responded, 5,000. "Just for a red wrist, you're trying to swindle me." "Agreed." "Brother Sheng." Zhao Song went to the corner and whispered to the man, "They're trying to swindle you. You don't have to agree. I'll handle this for you." The man shook his head. "No need, thank you," he said to Yang Zhao. "Can you give me a few days? I can't come up with that much money right now." Yang Zhao said, "Then you can apologize first." The man fell silent, then he said in a low voice, "I'm sorry." Yang Zhao was about to say something more, but Yang Jinshin stopped her. "Sis, let it go." Yang Zhao turned to look at him. Yang Jinshin was looking down at his own fingers. Yang Zhao was silent for a moment, then said to Old Wang, "Can I take them away now?" Old Wang felt that 5,000 was a bit too much. His brow furrowed, he waved his hand. "Go then." "Hold on." As Yang Zhao was about to leave with Yang Jinshin, the man in the corner called out to her. Yang Zhao turned around to see Zhao Song handing her a note. The man said, "This is my contact. Give me half a month, I'll pay you back." Yang Zhao cast a glance at Zhao Song. This man sure had a lot of face, even getting the police to deliver his note. She took the note, which had a phone number written on it, tucked it into pocket and left leading the group. On the way back, Yang Zhao threw the three young men, also drunk they were unconscious, into the back seat and let Yang Jinshin sit in the front. "I'll take you to the hospital first." Yang Jinshin didn't refuse. He felt that his wrist hurt a lot. Yang Zhao rolled down the car window, but did not smoke. She always refrained from smoking when Yang Jinshin was around. "Trying to grab a car from an old lady, you're really something." "I wasn't trying to grab it." Yang Zhao started the car, turned around and merged onto the highway. "How did the fight start then?" "It was that driver." Yang Jinshin said, frowning. "That driver looked down on us." Yang Zhao said, "Given your behaviors, it's not easy to gain respect. He was looking down on us from the beginning." Yang Jinshin's voice started to rise. "You don't know the way he looked at us, like we were trash." Yang Zhao stopped speaking. Yang Jinshin turned his head to the side, watching the road signs whiz by. Yang Zhao drove to the nearest hospital. Even at night, the hospital was crowded. Yang Zhao asked Yang Jinshin to wait in the car while she went to register. "Let's go." Yang Zhao took Yang Jinshin to see the doctor. After taking x-rays, they sat in a long hallway outside radiology, waiting for the results. While waiting, Yang Zhao went to the bathroom to smoke. After they got the results, Yang Zhao took out the lab report for a look and stood up, saying, "Soft tissue injury, this is minor injury. We won't settle in private. I'm going to sue that driver. Sis. Yang Zhao turned around. Yang Jinshan was sitting on the bench. He looked up at Yang Zhao and said softly, "Let it go, stop bothering him." Yang Zhao asked, "How did he hit you? Did he use a tool?" I said, "Let it go." Yang Jinshan shouted. All eyes in the hallway turned toward them. Yang Jinshan lowered his head. His young frame seemed especially fragile. Yang Zhao walked over and gently embraced his head. Yang Jinshan struggled at first, then collapsed in Yang Zhao's arms, his body slightly trembling. "Sis, am I really trash?" Yang Jinshan finally started crying. Yang Zhao took a deep breath and said softly, "No, Tian, you just haven't awakened yet." "I don't want to be, sis, I really don't." Yang Jinshan sobbed, "I don't have a choice." Yang Zhao stroked her brother's hair, comforting him softly. That night, by the time Yang Zhao had dropped everyone off safely, it was already late. When their parents asked why Yang Jinshan's hand was injured, Yang Zhao covered for him, saying he had tripped and fell on the stairs on his way back to school. Back in her apartment, Yang Zhao was so tired that she fell asleep on the couch, without even taking off her clothes or shoes. The next morning, Yang Zhao was woken up by a phone call. She lifted her head groggily, reaching into her bag for her phone. The caller ID displayed Zhu Mai. She rolled over on the couch and answered the call. "Hello? You sound tired, haven't you gotten up yet?" Yang Zhao didn't answer him directly, asking instead, "What is it? What's up?" Zhu Mai replied, "How's the restoration going?" Yang Zhao said, "That broken bowl is nearly shattered." "What do you think the restoration is like?" There was a laugh from Zhu Mai over the phone. Yang Zhao heard the crisp sound of cutlery striking porcelain on his end. Yang Zhao asked him, "Are you eating?" "Yeah." Zhu Mai skewered a piece of beef with his fork. "Don't let it break. If it breaks, so will my heart." Yang Zhao chuckled, replying, "Give me another month." "I'll give you 50 days. Zhu Mai swallowed his piece of beef, generously saying, "I understand restoration isn't a rush job, you can take your time." "All right." Zhu Mai added, "Why don't you come back over here? The working environment here is way better than where you are now. I can also arrange some assistance for you." "No need." Yang Zhao put her other hand over her eyes, shielding away the sunlight pouring in from the outside. "I prefer to work alone." "All right, whatever suits you." Zhu Mai laughed. "Work hard." Yang Zhao responded with a vague hum. They spoke a few more sentences before she hung up the call. Yang Zhao lounged on the couch a bit longer, then got up and took a bath, feeling significantly more relaxed when she emerged. She ordered some takeout and retreated to her study to read while she waited. Yang Zhao's study was quite big. When she moved in, she had intentionally selected the biggest room as her study. The study was rather cluttered, various books and materials piled everywhere. Her collection was diverse and she was usually too lazy to categorize, so all the books were stacked together. On the wall of Yang Zhao's study hung a silk painting, looking rather old. At the bottom of the painting, a carp was depicted while the top was largely left blank. Yang Zhao's desk faced this painting. She put on her glasses and casually picked up a book. As she was about to open it, it seemed she remembered something. She took her phone and called the takeout place. "Hello, I just placed an order from Huaken Golden Seat. Has the food been sent out yet? Could you please add a bottle of mineral water to my order? A big one." "All right, thank you." After hanging up, Yang Zhao flipped open her book and started reading. A clock in the room hung on the wall next to the door, its hands ticking away steadily. This apartment was comparatively upscale, located deep within the city and far away from the sounds of the street. Daylight streamed in through the gap in the window. The room was so quiet it felt like no living thing was inside. After a while, the doorbell rang. Yang Zhao stretched her neck and marked her page in the book before setting it aside. The door opened, revealing a young girl delivering the takeout. "Hello, are you Miss Yang?" "Yes." "Here's your takeout. It's 78 yuan. Yang Zhao handed her a 100 yuan note from her wallet. The girl lowered her head to find change, and Yang Zhao took the takeout inside first. The girl finally gave Yang Zhao the change, then said, "Miss Yang, it seems like you order from us quite a bit." Yang Zhao gave her a smile. "Really? You remember me?" The young girl explained, "It's like this, Miss Yang. Our place is having a promotion right now. If you recharge your membership card, all dishes will be 12% off." The girl quickly added, "However, this promotion only applies to takeout dishes. There's no discount for dining in the restaurant." Yang Zhao asked, How much is the membership card? The girl answered, the minimum charge is 300 yuans. Yang Zhao thought about it and said, okay, I'll get one. Wait for me here. She went back into the room and took out 300 yuan. The girl clearly looked happy that she'd easily sold a membership card. Miss Yang, our dishes are quite the deal now. After seeing off the enthusiastic delivery girl, Yang sat down to eat in her living room. She hadn't left the house for 3 days and sometimes felt strangely like she was stuck in this broken bowl for a lifetime. Her restoration work was halfway through. This bowl had been with her for 2 months. Strictly speaking, the value of the bowl wasn't high, maybe a few tens of thousands at most. Yet Zhu Miao was willing to spend tens of thousands more to repair it. 2 months prior, Zhu Miao brought her the severely damaged ceramic bowl, asking for her help to restore it. At the time, she was working on a Ming Dynasty landscape painting Zhu Miao had given her before. Yang Zhao glanced at the bowl and said to Zhu Miao, your taste is getting worse and worse. Zhu Miao had come into the living room, dressed in a suit, flying from California to the small northern city of China after 2 days and nights of travel. He was tired, but as someone who always paid attention to his own appearance, he sat elegantly on the sofa. Sometimes the value of things can't be seen on the surface. Yang Zhao put down the small brush in her hand and turned to look at the exhausted Zhu Miao. Are you trying to tell me there's a treasure map hidden in this bowl? Zhu Miao laughed aloud. Little Zhao, I like your sense of humor. Yang Zhao didn't bother with him and turned her head to continue her work. Little Zhao, it's complicated. It was then that Zhu Miao shared his story. In reality, without Zhu Miao's dramatic embellishments, the story was straightforward. The bowl was his grandmother's and had unfortunately become an outlet for his anger during a fight with his wife. Since it's broken, just give her a more valuable one. No, Zhu Miao shook his head and said, my dear little Zhao, you're still too young. You don't understand that the most valuable thing in this world is actually emotion. That bowl contained my grandmother's emotions for most of her life, so it's priceless. Yang Zhao gave a small sound of realization and said, so you broke it. That stunned Zhu Miao. That was an accident. Everyone's emotions can get out of hand sometimes. It's normal to smash something in the heat of the moment. Yang Zhao said, why didn't you accidentally smash that jade vase in your bedroom? Inside Zhu Miao's bedroom, there's a Qing Dynasty jade vase with animal face motifs. It's Zhu Miao's newly acquired treasure which he adores obsessively. Zhu Miao said, I am in deep love with her now. You can't make me be a cruel man. Yang Zhao laughed coldly. There are many restorers. Don't expect me to abandon this painting to fix that non-profitable bowl. Zhu Miao replied with a gentle smile, no matter how many restorers there are, I only believe in you. You know I have an obsessive-compulsive disorder. I don't like random people touching my things. Yang Zhao crossed her arms, staring apathetically at him. 200,000, Zhu Miao said. Yang Zhao raised an eyebrow. This price was significantly higher than the current painting in her hands. It seems this bowl is indeed very important. Zhu Miao shook his head sorrowfully. My grandmother is nearly 90. I'm afraid she can't withstand this shock. If that's the case, I would become the sinner of the family. Yang Zhao said, plus a holiday. Upon hearing conditions, Zhu Miao's astute eyes returned. You want a holiday? Do you know how intense is the competition of the antique auction this year? With such good market conditions, you dare to ask for a holiday at this time. Zhao, don't be so ruthless. Yang Zhao said, I haven't had a holiday for 2 years. What do you want a holiday for? I've never seen you go anywhere for fun, Zhu Miao questioned. Yang Zhao was silent for a moment and then said, I need this holiday. My younger brother is in his senior year of high school and will be taking college entrance exams next year, but he hasn't prepared well. I want to take some time to talk to him. How long do you need? Zhu Miao asked. 2 months, Yang Zhao replied. 2 months? Zhu Miao took a deep breath, remarked, that's really a lengthy conversation. 2 months, if you don't allow it, find someone else to repair it, Yang Zhao countered. Zhu Miao paced the living room and finally leaned beside the table. 150,000 plus 2 months of holiday. Yang Zhao squinted her eyes. You're a shrewd businessman. Zhu Miao smiled faintly. You're not fit to negotiate with others. What you want is too obvious. I bet that even if I don't give you a penny and only offer the 2-month holiday, you will still repair it for me. Yang Zhao turned around and ignored him. Zhu Miao walked behind Yang Zhao, gently embraced her with his tall figure. I'm still going to pay you, Zhao. I'm a generous man. Zhu Miao's body smelled of high-class perfume, which was light but lingered around. Yang Zhao turned around in his arms, pointed her fingers at his chest, and pushed him away. Hopefully you can also be generous to your wife. Zhu Miao sneered. Yep, I'm... Yang Zhao chuckled twice and stopped talking. Fortunately, Zhu Miao was also tired. He walked toward the liquor shelf, picked up a bottle of liquor and examined it. May I drink it? Yang Zhao replied, free to do it. Zhu Miao nodded and opened the liquor. He took a shower first, came out and drank a cup of liquor, then went to sleep groggy in the guest room. Ever since Yang Zhao moved here, Zhu Miao wouldn't stay in a hotel every time he came to see her. Instead, he stayed directly at her home. Returning to the point, after Zhu Miao sent the bowl over, he returned to America the next day, but he kept in touch every 2 days to track the restoration of the bowl. Yang Zhao yawned and raised her head. It was dark outside. The weather was cloudy today. It was just 6 o'clock, but the sky was as dark as midnight. It was not difficult to piece the bowl together. The hard part was to have no trace left. Zhu Miao did not want his grandmother to know that the bowl had been shattered like a piece of garbage on the street, which means Yang Zhao had to be extraordinarily careful while restoring the bowl. The phone rang. It was the courier company. This place is not like the studio in America where she had all the materials. Each time, she had to call the people overseas to prepare the materials, and then they would mail it to her. The courier told Yang Zhao that it was a bit late today, and they wouldn't deliver. If she wanted them to deliver it, she would have to wait until tomorrow. But Yang Zhao couldn't wait. She urgently needed the pigment to restore the pattern on the rim of the bowl. She decided to go and pick it up. Yang Zhao dressed up, grabbed her bag, and stepped out. The moment Yang Zhao stepped out of the apartment, there was a flash in the sky, followed by a loud thunder. The raindrops came down, one by one, as big as beans. In the blink of an eye, the rain was coming down harder and harder. Yang Zhao stood at the door for a while, then turned back to the house to get an umbrella and rushed into the rain. She didn't drive her own car because the distance from Huican Plaza to the express point was not near. There was a section on the construction site which was a low-lying area. If the rain kept falling like this, her car may not pass through. She hailed a taxi at the door. To the 11th Route Express Point. The driver turned on the meter and started driving. The sound of raindrops hitting the window was loud. The driver expressed his worry. Considering how much it rains, there will be water accumulation under the overpass soon. It will be a difficult trip. Yang Zhao made a sound of affirmation. Can you please hurry up? I also want to rush, but how to drive under this weather? The rain was getting heavier and Yang Zhao began to regret her decision to go out, but she still wanted to get the materials. Just when they were approaching the final crossroad, the driver stopped the car. I can't go any further. I have to turn here. You can get off the car, miss. No need to pay. Without saying anything, Yang Zhao paid the fare according to the meter and got off the car. The moment she opened the car door, the rain splashed right into her face. Yang Zhao didn't even get a chance to open her umbrella before the car drove away. The wind was very strong and rain was scattered everywhere. Even with an umbrella, she was soaked wet within a few seconds. Yang Zhao braved the storm to the express point. The staff at the express point were ready to get off work. They were startled at the sight of a rain-soaked figure coming in. I came to pick up a delivery. A female staff looked at her in disbelief. Coming here in such heavy rain? Are you in such a rush? Yang Zhao nodded. It's an international package. The staff took her to the room where the express packages were kept. There were not many international packages, so Yang Zhao found hers quickly. It was a large box. Yang Zhao signed it and came out holding the box. Even holding the box alone was difficult enough, let alone carrying an umbrella. Yang Zhao sighed, put the box at the entrance and went out to get a ride. The rain was so heavy that she couldn't even open her eyes. Yang Zhao stood at the intersection, watching the passing vehicles. She kept raising her hand, but no car stopped. Yang Zhao was drenched in water. She put the umbrella before her face, not caring about her body anymore. Some rare cars that came along refused to take her to the direction of Huican after they asked. There's water already accumulated under the bridge there. It's difficult to pass. Can't go there now. Yang Zhao held her arms tightly. September in the north is already cold, and being wet in the rain, followed by the wind, made her sneeze. Just when she was almost desperate, another car stopped in front of her. The driver rolled down the window. and was stunned for a moment when he saw her. Yang Zhao's lips were somewhat purple from the cold. She asked the driver, "Will you take me to Huican Plaza?" The driver looked at her, hesitated for a moment. Yang Zhao thought he would refuse. But to her surprise, he nodded after a moment of silence and said softly, "Get in." Yang Zhao couldn't believe her ears. She told the driver, "That's wonderful, wait for me. I have something to carry." She had to shout to make her voice be heard above all the rain and thunder noise. Umbrella totally forgotten, Yang Zhao came to the car holding the box, stuffed it into the back seat, then went around to the passenger side and got into the car. After the window was rolled up and the door was closed, they were finally insulated from the rain. Yang Zhao was completely drenched and the seat got wet the moment she sat down. She was evidently aware of this and apologized to the driver. "I'm sorry, I'm so wet, I'll pay you more fare later." The driver shook his head. "No need." He started the car and headed to Huican Plaza. The car was driving very slowly, but steady. It might be the driver's carefulness to avoid water extinguishing the car fire. This driver was different from the previous one. He didn't say a single word during the drive. Except for the sound of rain and the wipers, Yang Zhao heard nothing. She was feeling a little dizzy and thought she might be frozen. In a daze, she glanced at the driver's information board in front of the co-driver's seat of the taxi. Everyone's nightmare is their ID photo, but this driver's was not bad. The man in the photo had short, clean hair, and his face was devoid of any unnecessary expressions, crisp and proper. Yang Zhao looked down. Driver Chen Mingsheng's plate number, J4763. Yang Zhao silently repeated it in her heart, feeling somewhat familiar with this string of numbers. Suddenly, she remembered. J4763, wasn't this the plate number of the driver who fought with Yang Jintian a few days ago? Yang Zhao straightened her back, noticing that the driver was driving attentively and hadn't noticed her. Last time at the police station, Chen Mingsheng stood in a dark corner, and she never clearly saw his face. She did not know whether this man was him or not, but she faintly remembered his voice. In that somewhat noisy police station, she remembered his voice. His voice was steady, and he had not argued with her. Thinking about when he told her to get in the car earlier, Yang Zhao knew that the man in the corner that day had been him. He had paused for a moment when he lowered the car window earlier. Could it be because he recognized her? Yang Zhao felt somewhat uncomfortable. He could have chosen not to pick her up, but he let her into the car. He said nothing, acting as if he didn't recognize her. Perhaps, Yang Zhao thought suspiciously, he might be afraid that she would ask him for money. Yang Zhao pondered over it. Suddenly the car shuddered violently and then stopped. She looked outside. Huican Jinzuo was in close vicinity. Clearly, the driver hadn't been the one to stop the car. The one thing she didn't want to happen had happened. The taxi had stalled while crossing a drain. A car that stalls in water should not be attempted to be restarted. Yang Zhao said to the driver, "Let's try to push it out. I'm quite familiar with this. It's not too deep here. We should be able to push it out." The driver gripped the steering wheel, seemingly lost in thought. Yang Zhao called out to him again, catching his attention. He said to Yang Zhao, "It's not far from here. You can walk there." Yang Zhao said, "It's okay, I can help you push." The driver shook his head. "No need, you can go." Yang Zhao felt somewhat discontent. She thought this Chen Mingsheng was rather petty. Well, if he didn't want help, then fine. She took out exact change from her wallet, put it in the car frame in front of Chen Mingsheng, and silently got out of the car. The rain was still pouring hard. Yang Zhao went to the back seat to fetch the delivery box. Chen Mingsheng sat in the driver's seat, not moving an inch. Yang Zhao closed the door and went towards the apartment. She had walked quite a distance before she turned and saw Chen Mingsheng still sitting in the car, not coming out. "How strange," Yang Zhao muttered, then sneezed harshly before quickening her pace towards the apartment. Upon almost reaching the apartments, Yang Zhao slowed her pace. She felt uneasy about what had just happened. The driver's behavior continued to linger in her mind, making her feel as if she was some sort of villain. At last, Yang Zhao put the delivery box in the security room at the entrance of the compound, then turned around and went back. All the way, she felt like she might be going crazy. As these thoughts raced through her mind, her legs carried her non-stop toward the place where the car had stalled. More than 10 minutes had passed since then. She wondered whether he had managed to push the car away. Yang Zhao turned a corner, and through the torrential rain, she saw the silhouette in the rain. The driver, dressed in black, was not using an umbrella. He was pushing the car from the rear, trying to get the car out of the puddle. In a trance, young Zhao ventured over, unnoticed by the driver. She noticed something odd about the driver's posture as he pushed the car. Typically, one would lower their body, keep their center of gravity low, and then exert force. Yet he was pushing sideways, leaning his entire left body against the car. Also, young Zhao always felt that this driver might lack strength. He seemed to be struggling to push the car, as if he couldn't exert enough force. He wasn't a weak type, in fact. Young Zhao thought the driver had a rather sturdy build. After a while, perhaps feeling the strain of pushing the car, the driver came to the car door, intending to maneuver the steering wheel. In the short 2 steps he took from the rear of the car to its door, young Zhao finally understood what was strange. As the driver walked, he dragged his right hip with his right hand, his entire leg seemed stiff, and he looked like he was struggling to walk. This driver. Young Zhao raised her eyebrows. No wonder the note from that day was delivered by a policeman. Young Zhao approached him. When she was about 10 meters away, Chen Mingsheng saw her. The moment he saw her, he immediately halted. Young Zhao went to the back of the car and said to him, "Come on, let's push it out together." Chen Mingsheng looked at young Zhao. The heavy rain was pouring between them, washing out their faces, making them both hard to discern. Young Zhao said to him, "The car isn't going to move by itself if you just stand there." Chen Mingsheng lowered his head, dragging his leg, coming to Yang Zhao's side. Only then did Yang Zhao realize how tall Chen Mingsheng was. They pushed the car together. An additional person, albeit a woman, did add to the force. The car was successfully pushed out of the puddle. Yang Zhao rolled up her drenched trouser leg and said to Chen Mingsheng, "Let's see if the car can start." Chen Mingsheng shook his head and said, "The engine is waterlogged. This car is too old. It might damage the connecting rod if we try starting it suddenly." Yang Zhao, who only knew how to drive and understood nothing about a car's structure, asked Chen Mingsheng, "What should we do then?" Chen Mingsheng said, "Let's push it aside, and then call someone from the repair shop." "Repair shop? Are you joking?" Yang Zhao chuckled. "If you call someone from the repair shop now, do you think they would come? Which shop is so dedicated?" Yang Zhao's stream of questions left Chen Mingsheng in silence, and suddenly she too ceased speaking. In the pouring rain, the two of them stood there drenched. After a while it was Chen Mingsheng who spoke first. "You should go, I'll handle the rest." "What do you plan on doing?" Yang Zhao said. "This area is an economic development zone with nowhere to stay. How will you manage?" Chen Mingsheng glanced at her. His previous sentence was clearly asking her to leave, but why did she seem to pretend not to understand? Yang Zhao wiped the rain off her face, but it was immediately wet again. She had no idea why she was thinking this way, but she said to Chen Mingsheng, "I live nearby. You can park your car there and take shelter from the rain at my place." For the first time that evening, there was a trace of emotion on Chen Mingsheng's face. He looked as if he hadn't heard what Yang Zhao said clearly, and she repeated her offer. Chen Mingsheng hung his head and declined, "Thank you, but I don't need it." "What are you afraid of if I am not?" Yang Zhao said. Though this type of provocation was rather childish, it was particularly effective on men. Chen Mingsheng frowned and said, "This has nothing to do with that, you go first." Yang Zhao said, "Are you still holding a grudge?" Upon lifting his gaze, Chen Mingsheng saw Yang Zhao looking at him in the heavy rain. He knew that Yang Zhao had recognized him, and he lowered his head, murmuring, "It has nothing to do with that either. I'm gathering the money and will give it to you soon." Yang Zhao said, "I'm not asking you for the money." Chen Mingsheng didn't want to say more. He dragged his leg and opened the door, intending to sit inside. As he was struggling to sit down right after opening the door, Yang Zhao held it open. She looked down at him and said, "Are you refusing?" Chen Mingsheng didn't look at her. "I can solve it myself." From Yang Zhao's perspective, she could see the top of Chen Mingsheng's head. His hair was wet and stuck together due to the rain. Chen Mingsheng had short, stiff hair, and even when it was wet, it stood up individually. Yang Zhao looked for a while, then suddenly snorted, "I'm not discussing this with you." Chen Mingsheng didn't say a word. Yang Zhao spoke indifferently, "How many strings did you pull to get that taxi license?" After saying this, Yang Zhao could clearly feel Chen Mingsheng stiffening. Her mind was a bit heavy, but her thoughts were clear. "I don't remember China having laws permitting disabled people to drive taxis." It seems to me the policemen at the station have a good relationship with you. Did they help with your falsification? What did you do? Give them gifts? Bribes? What do you think would be the punishment if I reported this? Chen Mingsheng's hand was on his right leg. He grabbed his trousers so tight that his hand nearly clenched into a fist. Young Zhao cocked her head and took a look inside. Chen Mingsheng turned his head back and she saw his eyes were very dark, almost shiny. She wondered if it was a trick of the rain. The anger was palpable in Chen Mingsheng's voice. What do you want to do exactly? Yang Zhao snapped back to reality, speaking lightly. I told you to park the car aside and take shelter from the rain at my place. If you don't do as I said, well, we'll see then. In the end, Chen Mingsheng gave in. They pushed the car to the side of the road. To be honest, Yang Zhao hardly did much to assist. The second time they pushed the car, her head felt so dizzy she nearly fell to the ground. It was basically Chen Mingsheng who managed to park the car with great effort. After that, Yang Zhao, in a dizzy state, led Chen Mingsheng home. She couldn't remember exactly what happened along the way. Yang Zhao relied pretty much on her instincts to find her way home. She vaguely remembered they walked very slowly, exceptionally slow. Before leaving, Chen Mingsheng locked the car and took out a cane from the trunk.